saw highlights from last year, and it was the final where the United States won the Nike International Friendlies by beating Brazil on the last day. Welcome to the 2014 version of the Nike International Friendlies here at the Premier Sports Campus down in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. I'm Mike Pepper, and we are down here ready as part of the Nike International Friendlies. It is the U.S. Soccer Winter Showcase for the Academy. And, of course, last year, the Under-17 national team won it against Brazil. If they win today, they will have won 3 of the last 4 Nike International Friendlies, and they go for back-to-back titles. And as part of that, the game will be that rematch that we talked about, a 4-1 victory, and we can watch it here live on USsoccer.com. The USA enters the match with an unblemished record after beating England 3-1 on Friday and beating Australia 2-1 on Sunday. Now Brazil is the opponent. Brazil is unbeaten as well. They beat Australia 4-0 in the first game in a 2-2 draw, which saw England score its final goal. And it's right there in the last minute to earn that equalizer. Brazil had to come down. They were behind 1-0 until about the 84th minute, where they scored 2 goals to take that lead. The winner of the draw tonight will give the USA the back-to-back tournament titles, and of course the match was preceded by Australia and England, where England took a 2-1 victory at 4 points in the standings right now, equal with Brazil. The U.S., of course, with 6. That game was a little bit early here, and now this will be the last major tournament of the year, and the U.S. will then start to turn their preparation for the 2015 CONCACAF Under-17 Championship, February 27th through March 14th in Honduras. Starting lineups will be coming up in just a second. Brazil and the United States first, the national anthem for Brazil, and then the Star-Spangled Banner live from Lakewood Ranch. Away, and Brazil will walk across the line, shaking the hands of the referees, and then, of course, the United States. The referees for tonight: Caleb Mendez will be the center official, Catherine Nesbitt on the near sideline, TJ Zablocki, he'll be the assistant referee on the far side, and Chapalo Street is your fourth official. The starting lineups: Brazil pretty much going with the same one that they have throughout mostly. Maybe a change here or there, but Bruno will be in net. Kleber wears number 2. He'll be on defense along with Leo. He's number 4. Kaique wears 6, and Tiago wears 14. In the midfield, Andre wears number 7. Leandro wears number 10. De Silva, or Mateus Pereira, wears number 8. Also in the midfield, Arias wears Anon wears number 15. Number 17 is Lincoln. Evander is number 19, and up front, Leandro, he'll be the forward. He'll be wearing the number 10 jersey. Photos for the Brazilians now, also for the United States. And for the United States, who in the game 2 against Australia had 9 different starters from game 1, have gone back to pretty much the entire starting lineup from that game 1, with the exception of Matthew Elisonde, who injured his shoulder. What you have is Kevin Silva. He'll be wearing the goalkeeping jersey and wearing number 1. John Nelson, he's number 3. Alexis Villela wears 4. Also on the defense, Daniel Barber wears 14, and Tyler Adams wears number 19. In the midfield, Eric Cavillo had the captain's armband, wears number 6. Luca De La Torre wears 8. Zendejas wears number 9. And we have Pulisic. Christian Pulisic goes back to starting lineup, wears 10, and Josh Perez wears 11, and Haji Wright, he'll be wearing the number 7 jersey as the captains will meet as they exchange the transitions. They'll be making their way out, and of course, we're just minutes away. The United States, for the first time in the tournament, will be wearing something other than the red uniforms. All white. White shirt, white socks, white shorts. Brazil will go back to their yellow and blue shorts and blue socks. Referees will shake hands. They'll make their way out there too. As we talked about those different starting lineups for the United States significantly, and got a chance to get some of the players. They had a very slow start against Australia. I hope not to do that. Australia had 4 or 5 scoring opportunities, including a goal in that first place. Brazil is 2 points behind the United States here. The United States sits at the top here, and of course just a draw will earn the U.S. the victory, the Nike International Friendly title. And as we talked about, it would be their 3rd in the last 4 years. Portugal won it 2 years ago. Last year, the United States in dramatic fashion with that 4-1 victory had the win. United States will defend the south goal. Brazil going north to south. If you watched us on ussoccer.com between Australia and England, you noticed the wind was a big factor. Not nearly a factor tonight. It has died down significantly. Brazil with the kickoff. The referee will check with the goalkeepers, checks with his linesman, looks at his watch, and we're just seconds away from getting started. And we are now going here in the final game of the Nike International Friendlies. And there's Lincoln, who got Brazil on the board the other night. He has scored in both games, 1 goal each. There's Andre with a shot from distance, and it's just wide, as Andre took a shot from about 30 yards out, a right foot dipper that just missed the far post. And an early test to the United States. And the U.S., we'll see here, they go out, and ball never cleared the penalty area, but the referee doesn't let it go on the goal kick. And this is going to be caught by Kevin Silva. Brazil going to put up a lot of pressure as this ball thrown out by Silva, looking for Nelson. Nelson will look forward. Let's see if Zendejas can bring it down. He does. He'll use De La Torre. De La Torre and Zendejas flipping it up, looking for Perez, and that ball is cleared out. Perez, of course, the FU of Hugo Perez. Here's a replay of the shot from Andre, dipping down, and that ball spinning away. Kevin Silva had to go a long way, but it was just wide, so no need to see whether he had it covered or not, as this throw intended for Pulisic will roll over the end line. So Bruno, the captain for Brazil, roads across the field and put the ball down on the goal. Kick on the spot. Long ball brought down on the feet. And now another long shot by Brazil. That's Evander, and that one's from about 40 yards out. It will roll over the end line. maybe saw something. Of course, these two teams have met twice in the last 3 months. I think 4 months. Will Pulisic played in net when these two teams met in Mexico City. Brazil earning the 2-0 win back in August. And just 2 weeks ago, these two teams met down in Chile, 4-3. Silva played in half of the first half, or played in goal for the first half, giving up 3. Pulisic came in and gave up that one there as Silva handles this one well across into the box, and he has to go down to his left, but he's able to hold on to it. He'll roll the ball out quickly. And there's Cavillo. He'll work with De La Torre in the middle, and Barber now will test the line on Nelson. Nelson able to step around Andre, and now Nelson will carry it into the offensive half. Christian Pulisic, nice pass inside to Perez. Perez with the left foot is going to be chested down by Zendejas. He can't get the shot off. Brazil will block it from there. Now the U.S. will come away with a loose ball. Nelson will try and go in. Instead, it'll be chested down by Kleber. Kleber will send it up line. And the ball will come our way in the stands, and Cavillo clears that out. It'll be a throw in for Brazil. Kleber will throw it back to Thiago. U.S. coached by Richie Williams. He's shouting instructions, and Brazil by Caio Zanardi, who's also up in the coach's box. Long ball looking for Leandro, and the rebound will come to him. Leandro cuts it across the field. It's Mateus Pereira. Finds the open Kaique on the far side. He's going to carry from his left back position into the penalty area around, and it will roll out over the end line. It will be a goal kick. Fast-paced game in the first 4 minutes. There's Richie Williams shouting some instruction to his team, making sure the forwards and working together as Silva will go. Now Brazil is pressing in. Silva's going to wave his defenders up. Up and out. Look at the starting goalkeeper for the U.S. Driven ball, and that one's going to go straight out of bounds and be a throw in for Brazil. Kaique will take it there. Movement by Brazil, and again, Leandro there, perhaps. On the far side. Cut in into the penalty area. Tries to drop it off with the onrush and ain't on. Now it's a left-footed shot, and it's contained by Kevin Silva. Shot coming from far out, and so far that is the third far out shot. That was Mateus Pereira. Took that one from distance, about another 35-yard shot, and this one's intercepted. Nelson looking forward for Perez, and it'll roll back to Leo. Leo and Thiago are your center backs for Brazil. Kleber and Kaique work the outsides. Kleber on the right, Kaique on the left. Looking for Kleber on the overlap. Nelson will head it away. Thrown into the corner for Leandro. Nelson again. Pits it over the sideline. Ain't on. Good pressure by the U.S. forces Brazil back into their half and all the way back to their captain and goalie, Bruno. Mateus Pereira able to turn. A little bit of space before he's run down by De Torre. Lincoln will look across, and Kleber on the overlap and run's not going to be able to get there. I mentioned the wind, not much of a factor. If it is, it's blowing from across the field towards the camera. As Nelson ready to take the throw, so might get a little extra carry on some, but it should be dying down as the evening progresses. Cool evening, about 70 degrees here at sunset. It's a ball curled over the line and blew out, so it'll be a Brazil throw. Here's Andre, and now Lincoln on his left foot will drop it back for Andre. Shot just wide again. And Brazil with about 4 or 5 shots from distance, and this one's going to go wide. Andre again on this shot. Get a look here as Silva tries to line up his defenders. There's Lincoln, and he drops it back and sets it onto that left foot, and that one struck hard, but it goes about a couple yards wide as well. Silva hopes to get this one a little bit further in line. That's a much better kick this time. It will go across the center circle, challenged by Pulisic, but headed away by Mateus Pereira. That's Luca de la Torre. And he's got his shirt grabbed, and it'll be a free kick for the United States. There is De Torre. Got the assist. He got the game-winning goal with a cracker in the 69th minute against Australia. And this ball for Nelson, who has to retreat, able to keep it in. And that one's going to go off of Kleber. Intended for Perez. Nelson's throw. Holding the body is Zendejas. He tries to cut inside, Anon, able to toe poke it away. Looking for the forward, and it does get to Leandro. Leandro in our new, oh, that's actually Leandro. Leandro on the right foot, cuts it back, and now to the left foot, shot off the post, and it comes to Silva. Excellent work by Brazil, but not able to be rewarded for that one. And a long ball played away. That was Evander who took the ball and fed it into Leandro. Leandro with a nice move tried to go back to the near post, and it did hit the post. Now Brazil will send a long ball headed away by Barber. Here's Tyler Adams. And now poked towards the line. Back across, Leandro flips it on, but it goes off the chest of Barber, and the United States will come out again. Early on, it's been pretty much all Brazil. Nelson cuts it inside. There's Calvillo. Calvillo tries to get it into De Torre, or at least to Pulisic. Now Christian Pulisic. Left foot across. Couple of bodies there. De Torre has it, looks at the right foot. His shot's going to go wide. So that ball rolled clear to De Torre. It was a good look at Luca. But as he took it out wide, he wasn't able to pull the shot back, and it misses wide towards the near side. Get a good look here at the Brazilian opportunity. You can see Leandro able to cut it inside on Barber, and then goes with the left foot and off the post, and Silva able to collect that. And then here's the De Torre shot. That was just wide. Now Brazil, though, with the loose ball, will now attack. That's Andre. He'll take another long shot, and that one will go wide. Andre with 3 shots, which if you add the total distance, probably over 100 yards. Each of them progressively getting a little further away. His first opportunity went just wide of the post. These are a little bit more. Now Brazil looking to put some pressure on the U.S., and now it's Tyler Adams able to get it, and one pass beats 3 defenders. The forwards who were coming up. Calvillo will switch it over. Nelson's got some space, and he's going to bring it down. He's got a little area, and he'll give it into De Torre. Luca De Torre back into Nelson. Look back to Barber. Barber with under a little pressure will go ahead and use his goalkeeper, Silva. Silva will play it wide to Adams, chested down on the line, on the sideline that is. Now he's going to play a long ball into Zendejas. Can it get to him? No, it doesn't as Leo pokes it out. It'll be a throw-in for Brazil, or for the United States, on the far sideline. That one's cleared out of bounds. Leo comes across looking for Zendejas. Pulisic back into Tyler Adams. Adams tries to go to the end line. He does. Crossed, cleared away by Leo again. There's Bruno, who's played every minute of the Nike International Friendlies for Brazil. That one's going to be played into the corner. It will be a corner kick. Earned by the U.S. This is Perez with the left foot and swinger. Near post headed away by Brazil. It's going to be a chase. Nelson against Leandro. Leandro gets to it first. U.S. still defending against him there, but that's a nice flip out to them. And they'll look on the far side. Is he onside? I guess he is. Lincoln brings it down on the right. He's got a little help in the box. He's going to bring it on a cut, and now the right foot shot and a goal. Lincoln plays it in. It's like to Evander, perhaps. Number 19, so Evander gets the goal from Lincoln. And those two have combined again. Those were the two goal scorers in that game against England. Here's another look as Lincoln cuts it down. Evander running away, but then takes it to the back post and puts it inside the net. And Brazil has a 1-0 lead. So Evander finishes it well. And Brazil here in the 14th minute has taken a 1-0 lead against the United States. And they've had the better of play throughout. Calvillo will send it long to Haji Wright. First time we've seen Haji Wright tonight. And it will roll off his foot and it'll be a throw-in for Brazil. Look at the referee. Caleb Mendez. Long throw. Now Andre will come down with the ball. And apparently, whistle for Brazil. Looks like maybe a tripped over themselves, but as it is, it's a free kick and they're back underway. Whistle did stop it. Now Brazil on the back line, Thiago. Adams challenges. Up against Kaique. Now Mateus Pereira. Haji Wright. Free kick, USA. Nelson's not going to keep that in. It'll be a throw in for the Brazilians. There is Caio Zanardi. Got to be happy with the early goal. Two legs in as Kleber throw it back to Thiago. Of course, for Brazil, as Kleber keeps this one in. It's going to be their last tournament of the year, too. This will be a U.S. throw. Their focus is going to shift towards the 2015 South American Under-17 Football Championship in Paraguay, which will qualify 4 teams for the World Cup in Chile. Chile, of course, will be October and November. It's when all the teams are looking to qualify, including the United States, as they'll have a throw in the other half. As they go to Honduras for the CONCACAF qualifying, and the news there is Monday will be the draw for the 12 teams there in order to qualify for the World Cup. As Haji Wright is taken down, it'll be a free kick, perhaps hooking Haji, and the U.S. will have a free kick in a dangerous spot. Pulisic will put the ball down. Kleber standing right in front of it, being told to back up. And while the under-17s will find their CONCACAF fade out as far as their draw on Monday, the U.S. women on Saturdays. This ball played into the box, headed up. It's off of Brazil, but Daniel Barber tries to flick it back over his head, and it will go out for a goal kick. Barber and Haji Wright, two of the taller USA players, they were on the back post. That one is headed up by Brazil. Didn't go over the inline. Barber tried to flick it back over into play, and instead it goes out for a goal kick. Long ball by Bruno. Cavillo gets it, but it will go back towards his own net. Nelson. Now De La Torre. Cavillo be called for a handball. Feet kind of got tied up, body in an awkward position. Whistle for the foul. Here's Andre. Kleber. Nelson will get the tackle in. It'll be a throw in for Brazil. As we mentioned, the women will find out their World Cup draw on Saturday. The United States women ready for that World Cup next summer in Canada. This will go off of Pulisic and it will be a corner kick. Lincoln will utilize his left foot here from the corner flag. Referee will ask Mateus Pereira and Tyler Adams to watch the shoving. Long ball towards the back post. Silva comes out, uses both hands almost to punch it, but it doesn't go far. Ball play back into the penalty spot, headed away, but Brazil will run it down. There's Lincoln. Looks he'll cut it back to his left foot. Now he's going to cut into the box. Try and drop it for Evander, and will that one go off of Evander? It does not, and looks like Haji Wright may have gone through the legs, but no touch, and it will be a Brazil throw. Haji Wright, the United States leading scorer, 18 goals in this campaign this year. Christian Pulisic just behind him with 16. That one cleared out by Calvillo. Throw in for Kleber. Flicked on, second ball, now headed away, down to the knees, and a shot blocked by Zendejas. Evander on the far side, able to get the shot, and it will go off as Zendejas and roll towards the corner flag. So another dangerous opportunity for Brazil. Leading 1-0 as we hit the 20-minute mark. Into the near post, headed away. Headed back in by Kaique. Now the U.S. will just send it long and regroup. Bruno's quite a few yards outside of his penalty area, and with the pressure from him, he'll send it long. Barber heads it back, and the only body there is a yellow-shirted Brazilian. Nelson gets it. Luca de Torre try and go around Kleber, and Kleber will get a tackle. It'll be a throw-in front of the Brazil bench for the United States. There's Luca de Torre. Luca de Torre, a Fulham FC product for the U.S. There's de Torre. And Brazil will keep it in. Now Mateus Pereira. Now Tyler Adams. Short to Christian Pulisic, tries to give it back to him, but cleared away, but the loose ball is going to find it out to Adams. Adams on his right foot has a couple of bodies in the box. Haji Wright's on the back post. It's going to be towards that, over right, and now Haji will have to run it down towards the line. He gets there. Now two defenders on him. He'll go around Kleber, but now he keeps it in. Now he keeps it on the end line. Touch and a goal! Haji Wright feeds, looks like Christian Pulisic. And we are equal at 1. Great individual effort by Haji Wright on the line. And it is a perfect pass, and Pulisic able to put it into the net. And the U.S. and Brazil tied at 1. Here's a good look at the replay. Here's Haji Wright able to go around the defender. And yet another defender, and there's Pulisic as Bruno came out to cut down the line. Here's another look at it as Wright goes in. Bruno comes off his line. When he does that, leaves it wide open for Pulisic. And now an interesting note, Christian Pulisic only 1 goal behind Haji Wright in the U.S. scoring this season, 17 goals. Now cleared away.
Goal scored for the United States in the 22nd minute.
And a shoulder checking this down. And as Christian Pulisic gets his 3rd, and that one ripped in, Silva has to collect it. Another ambitious opportunity, Kaique, but it was a strong shot. We have an injured Brazilian player. And with that 3rd goal for Christian Pulisic here in the Nike International Friendlies, he and Evander are tied with 3 goals apiece for the tournament, for the Golden Boot. Referee will drop the ball down for Kevin Silva as the injured Brazil player. Silva will send it wide to Adams. And there's De Torre. That one's going to roll over the end line, throw in for Brazil. Long throw, Leandro. Able to get it back for his defender. There's Lincoln. Overlapping is Kleber. He's going to get the ball now. Kleber. Nelson will watch him. That ball's going to be chipped in. It's going to go over the net. Either saw something on net and he just went long, or he just mishit it on the cross. But good pressure as the Brazilians don't want the United States to play this one short. So the referee is telling Kevin Silva to not, or to at least hurry up, I guess. Silva didn't like what it was, and see maybe an arm pull, and now we'll play on here. This one will continue to go. The Brazilians wanted an arm pull there by Perez. Instead, this one's going to roll. Leandro's not going to get there. Barber will chase it down, and will go over the end line. So Silva will look to play it long. Referee was going to have another conversation here, and perhaps here. Referee is showing that he's on his watch, so we'll see how this one plays out. It's early in the game to be accused of stalling, but that's what is being called right now. Touched on by Pulisic, cleared out by Brazil. Andre into Mateus Pereira. Mateus Pereira. There's Kaique on the outside. Cleared away by Adams. Be a throw in for the United States. Well, we'll get the foul. Strong header by Henan. Now there's Andre. Fed to Leandro. Leandro is an overlapping runner, Kleber. He may be in an offsides position now, so he'll just drive it in. Nelson goes down, and he'll play it back off Leandro. Nice job by the left back. And out for Adams. Adams with a nice move, goes around the defender. Here's DeTore up to Haji Wright. Haji Wright has a little space. He'll go at the defender. He's got help on the right. He gives it to him. That looks like it's Zendejas. Zendejas pulls it back, and it just cleared away as Pulisic was running onto it there. Cleared out by Kayike. DeTore and Adams work together on the back of DeTore, so he'll play it across. Not going to be able to get there. Zendejas, and the ball's going to roll free to the corner. No pressure, but now Pulisic late pressure, but it'll be cleared up, and Daniel Barber will run it down. Back into Silva. Silva just gets it away. Brazil player got a foot on it. That was Evander. There's Lincoln. Will look on the left foot, and that will clear the bleachers. So now Silva will just send this one long, set it up. The United States wanted to play it short, but Brazil is putting pressure up. So when they do, and Silva readjust it and try to tee the ball up, the referee has been talking to him. So again, only into the 29th minute. We'll see how that does become a factor, if it does anymore at this point. Maybe it changes whether or not the U.S. is going to try and play it short. As this pass is intercepted and going back to Torre. Tried to connect with Cavillo. As it is, Mateus Pereira will have it. He'll send it wide. On the right foot, shot dipping, but it's going to be over for the crossbar. Looked like that was Leandro again. Make that Evander. That's Evander on the far side. Get a good look here as Evander cuts it in. I don't know if it's your broadcaster's vision or not, but that 9 certainly looks like a 0, so you might hear Evander and Leandro get screwed up a couple times, but as it is, maybe it's just old age. Here it is. Here's Lincoln taken down. He'll earn a free kick. Be interesting here, 35 yards out. Brazil certainly has not shied away from shooting here on moving balls, but we'll see whether they do that or not here. They are teeing it up like they might. Kevin Silva's asking for a 3-man wall. Pulisic is in the wall. It's Lincoln with the left foot and Evander with the right foot. Looks like it's going to be Evander teeing this one up. He says seems to be lined up, pretty good run on it. There's now a 4-man wall, and that ball will be, I think with the wind, it might roll all the way to State Road 70 here in Lakewood Ranch, but it was well over the top. Struck well, struck hard, but not near the net. Silva able to play this one out early. DeTore, Mateus Pereira will be called for a handball. I don't know, he's kind of complaining a little bit, but it was either a handball or the best chest trap I've ever seen in my life. That ball just stuck to it. Just a quick look at it here as DeTore tries to flip it up and over. It was off the head, actually, and then it goes down into the hand, but maybe the best head trap ever. All right, that ball is still free. Now the U.S. trying to run it down. That's Zendejas. He's got a little help with Perez. Perez back on it. He'll try and go around Kleber. He'll go to the corner. Kleber with the shoulder charge in the back and will earn the throw because Perez will turn it over in the corner. Good defense, forcing him to go wide. Andre flips it on. Some space, and if that was a little wider, it would have been much more dangerous. As it is for the U.S., Villela able to clear that one out. And as we say that, Thiago will able to send it out of bounds over there. John Nelson will take the throw here for the U.S. Flipped on to Perez. Good work, Pulisic and Perez, but Brazil able to finish just enough. Barber maybe with a shove off. Here's Nelson. The ball's going to be free. Can bring it down? Pulisic misses, and the spin is going to allow Mateus Pereira to get a little advantage. And now Lincoln coming back with numbers, 2-on-2. Leandro tried to get it. Now Barber able to clear that out. Pressure upon Pulisic, and maybe a little aggressive is Anon. And it'll be a free kick for the U.S. There's Mateus Pereira. Maybe he had a little bit of issue with the call, but as it is, back into it. The U.S. will try and get it to Cavillo there. Yes, he's got some space in the middle of the park. The three zoning forwards are defending that. The U.S. can beat that. The midfield has a little bit of room, but that's been the trouble here. The U.S. hasn't been able to play it out with ease to this early going, and Brazil able to get the ball about midfield throughout the night. Here's Villela. Into Zendejas, who brings it down. Kleber with the tackle. Now the second ball to Torre, but Brazil able to clear it out. In a 5v5 situation, and Brazil goes quickly. Lincoln, he's got a little help with Andre on the overlapping run. We'll see if he feeds it to him. He does. Here's Andre on the right foot, back across, whipped in hard, and it was a great cross. And the header goes over the top as Evander couldn't head it down. That ball went over by a couple of yards, but what a great ball by Andre. That one comes across, and Evander got the header, but those are the types there you just get a touch on, and may have been a touch by Tyler Adams, which just put it up into him. If so, it was great defense because Evander coming on. That was a great ball. Here's Silva. We'll send this one long. Now Zendejas. Kleber, though, reads it and just sends it back out. This was going to make its way back to Silva, who will feed his defenders. Villela will come back for him. Cavillo, but he'll try and go with Adams and just bypass those three forwards. As it is, it's going to bounce over. Haji Wright now has it. He'll step on the ball, though, and he'll turn it over. Cavillo read that one well. It doesn't let that pass go through. Nelson, Perez. Nelson again. This one's going to go off. And the U.S. may have got lucky with that call. But little touches every now and then. Don't see everything. Caio Zanardi saw it. That long throw, and that's going to come out of bounds. It'll be another throw for the U.S. Zanardi's still talking about that, but he's doing some coaching now with Andre. Nelson, long throw, headed out by Brazil again, so the U.S. working it up the sideline via two throws. Nelson might have some room. Kleber and Perez are pushing. They try and get it into right, but will come loose. Brazil with some space on the far side. Looks like Kaique may be there. Now it's whipped across and on the back post, and no one can get there. Be a goal kick. U.S. will play it short quickly. Barber and Nelson now. Nelson dribbles around it. Now Henan will run him off the ball. Andre saw something different. Cavillo in the white jersey. Get some space now. Haji Wright will use Villela. And now Nelson with plenty of space if he wants to go at him, but Andre will come over and cut him off. To Torre. Here's Perez. Nice turn by Pulisic. Christian Pulisic. Ball free. It's sent to the foot of De Torre. Into the left foot, ripped shot by Zendejas. Just misses the target, but the U.S. again with a nice individual effort gets that shot from about 16. I'm sure we'll get an opportunity to see this one again. As you can see the play down the sideline. a pull back, and De Torre even to drop it further back. Zendejas just not able to curl his foot around it, and it went well over the top. Headed down by Cavillo. Be a throw in USA. Andrew goes down. I think we're watching a little bit. The U.S. asking for some embellishment movement. I think that's fair to say. However, nothing, no conversation. Long throw now. De Torre will try and get it. He'll earn the throw as he just plays it off of Claver. Cleared out by Hainan. Barber has it. He'll just send it back in towards the mixer. This one, Zendejas, and that one will go off the hand. Kayike, as it is, and Kayike, they're having some words. Haji Wright is involved there, but a lot of it was off the Brazil, and I believe it was a handball where Kayike goes. We'll see the replay of it here as the ball was flipped on by the U.S. It was asked for a first handball. May have been a handball right there on and on, but that's not the one they called. It was flipped on, and then as it went off of Kayike, off the next one is where the referee blew the whistle. It may have been a couple of handballs. And now Pulisic will line this one up. The wall's going to be about a yard inside the 18, so we'll say it's 27 yards away. Bruno just set up the wall, and he's actually got one set up on the far post too. Pulisic will look to curl this one in. Dangerous the other night, just missing out the near post. See whether or not he can get the U.S. a 2-1 lead. It's 1-1 here, 39 minutes have been played. Pulisic dips it down, but it doesn't dip fast enough, and it will be a goal kick. And Bruno will look to send this one out. Getting some air underneath it. Haji Wright against Kayike. Kayike gets there first. Looking for Vander and Adams. 19 versus 19. Just lets that one go over his head. Villela now being pressured by Lincoln. And he'll have to play it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in. This one on the end line. Lincoln cuts it back. Brazil with three bodies in the box and want to probably send it in. And it will be a free kick for Brazil. Looks like Zendejas called on the foul. He doesn't think it was, but here's a good look at the replay as well. Zendejas stepped in. That was going to look to be pretty clean. The referee seemed to be maybe shirt tugging on both ends, but as it is. And the U.S. will set the wall. Two players over. That's Lincoln and probably Evander. Evander took it a little bit earlier. Four-man wall for the U.S. It's a little wide of the extremely dangerous. Silva can stand a little bit more so on the near post, even with the four-man wall. But Brazil setting up another two-man wall too, whether or not. Now Evander will dip it down, and it's a goal. Incredible shot, and Evander has dipped it in on the near post, up and down over the wall, and it's 2-1. Brazil celebrates in the corner, and that was a fantastic shot. You have to wonder because the four-man wall was set up. It got up and over, but then there was a two-man wall for the United States behind it as we get a look at a replay for Brazil behind it, which may have blocked Silva. He didn't get a chance to move, and that may have curled off the inside of the post. And Evander has his fourth goal here at the Nike Friendlies. I believe it did hit the inside of the post. It got up and over. And Brazil has their 1-goal lead back. It's now 2-1.
Goal scored for Brazil in the 42nd minute by number 19, Evander.
That'll be a throw in for Brazil. Headed away by Adams. Now Cavillo look to switch it. Nelson's got some space. Into Zendejas. And Zendejas can't connect with Perez. It'll be a long ball cleared away. Silva's going to come out of his box, just send it long. Barber was chasing back, and it was a smart thing to do. Just get it out of there. Now Nelson. It's won by Mateus Pereira. Kayike from the back. Played out wide. Into the right foot. Now back on the left. That's Mateus Pereira. It's Lincoln in the corner. A couple defenders, and it's going to go off the chest of the U.S. defender. It'll be a corner kick. Here's Silva. Ball whipped in, headed away by Barber. Now the clearance goes sky high, but it will make its way over the sideline. It will slow down enough. Perez tried to get it upfield, but instead it really went sideways. There's Perez. He's run into almost like a wall. Be a free kick for the U.S. Villela will bring it out the middle. Brazil lost its shape for a moment. Now Adams. Referee will blow the foul. Haji Wright got his heels clipped. So we had the final seconds of the first half. We'll see the additional stoppage time, but it'll be a minute. Now Pulisic over the top, and it is 1 extra minute. Zendejas, will that go out for a corner kick? It does. Referee standing on it. Brazil is complaining. The U.S. might want to look to see if they can quickly do it because Brazil is still arguing for the call. 5 or 6 guys came in. Coach is complaining.
The referee has added a minimum of 1 minute of stoppage time to the first half.
Referee, if anything, was in good position. Don't know whether it did or not, but the shot by Zendejas goes out and curl for a corner. Ball played towards the back post, headed away by Brazil. Now Mateus Pereira is just going to send it upfield. Tyler Adams. Loose ball. Be a Brazil throw. That might be all the time we have for the first half, but we'll get the throw in at least. And that will be the half. Brazil, on a couple of Evander goals, has taken a 2-1 lead. The United States came out a little slow. They were able to equalize, and they've had a couple of chances. You get a look at Kevin Silva as these teams may get off. Now, as we had the second half action from the Premier Sports Campus down here at Lakewood Ranch in Bradenton, it's the Nike International Friendlies, all part of the U.S. Soccer Academy's winter showcase. So we'll go ahead and do this as we look into it, as Zanardi is just verifying with everything. But we'll give you the first half highlights and second half action coming up in a few minutes. We'll be back. It's USSoccer.com's USA and Brazil. 2-1, Brazil leads at the half. And then you get an opportunity with the free kick. Evander up, over, down, inside the post. That's his 4th of the tournament. That is the leader, and that is the difference right now in the game, is that has given Brazil the 2-1 lead here at the half. The United States is lined up. We got a couple people making their way back across the field, and at that point we'll probably just seconds away from second half action. But the United States, as it stands right now, would not win the Nike International Friendlies. It would be Brazil. Brazil has to win. The U.S. just needing a tie, and that will get them. The U.S. with 6 points in the standings, Brazil with 4. And we have no substitutions apparently in the second half. We'll start it back up as Tyler Adams will get it into De Torre, and he'll dribble out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. Saw one of the injuries on the first day with Ola Sunday. They're holding that shoulder and had it iced a little bit. After that, looks like he might be getting a little warm up and might have an opportunity in the second half. But Nelson will get the ball from Barber after the ball played over the top. So the U.S. might get a body or two ready to go. They're warming up. Brazilian players are warming up as well, particularly after the second half action. It's Tyler Adams. Villela looking forward. Haji Wright now kind of playing that center position. May have been Zendejas. He may have switched him out, at least in the positions. Here is Tyler Adams. That ball's going to roll over the sideline after he plays it out. It'll be a throw-in for Brazil. Look at the young player from the New York Red Bulls Academy. One of the few players born in 1999 on the roster here. That one can go off Adams. Matter of fact, of the 20 players suited up, he's the only one born in 1999. Valentine's Day. Ball played back, and that was going to roll past Andre. Zendejas will pressure him and force him to go wide. Kleber on the far side. We'll send this one into the penalty area. It's going to bounce, and Villela gets it. Now Barber's second ball, but it's going to come to Evander. Evander tries to drop it off. Mateus Pereira gets it. Plays into the corner for Kaique. Kaique, left foot, cross. That ball's going to roll over the line after, looks like Andre may have come in and played it in. It will be a goal kick. Andre came in late. That ball played wide to Adams. Nice touch, and he'll move it up, try to get it to right. Now Evander has some space. Adams going to try and cut him off. He does. Ball cleared out by Barber. And Wright will play it off, but Leo gets there and able to get the ball to Evander. We'll go back to Thiago. Headed away by Adams. A nice ball. Haji Wright into Perez. Perez will go at the defender. He's going to play back far post. Touched down by Zendejas, but Zendejas cannot go from there. Now ball still loose. Haji Wright gets there, but now Brazil will take it away. And Brazil getting their numbers up. It's now a 4v4 situation. Andre will make that Mateus Pereira out to Evander. Evander going to look for some help. He'll use the right foot. Back to Mateus Pereira. Is going to deflect off the foot of Adams. Headed back, and it's still free. Chasing it down, and now a touch back to Anon. Anon out wide to Lincoln. Lincoln on the overlapping run. And a dipping shot by Kleber, and it will go over the top. It'll be a goal kick. So Kleber on the attempt. It'll be a goal kick for Silva. And Silva's attempt at clearing is going to be intercepted by Mateus Pereira. Now Kleber. His touch is too far. Now Tyler Adams has it. Zendejas chests it down. Can he keep it in bounds? He does. Doesn't have a lot of help in front of him. Perez can't go in now. Evander. So it's end-to-end action, and now Evander will threaten the U.S. defense. Cuts it inside, and on his right foot, slide tackle by Villela. It's still there. The rebound comes clear to him, and he'll try and bend it far post, and it will go out, be a goal kick. Evander looking for the hat trick. And we'll get a chance to look at it here as he cut it inside. You see the tackle by Villela block the first shot, and then the second ball goes out. And now De Torres, some pushing and shoving in the middle as Brazil will come away with the ball. Lincoln waits on Kaique. He'll give it to Kaique. Into Lincoln again. Lincoln, touch saved by Silva. It will go out to about 30 yards out, and Hainan can't control it there in the U.S. On a big, strong hand by Kevin Silva has a save. Here's Leo. Mateus Pereira with the fake. We'll bring it back inside. Lincoln and Kaique cannot connect. Good look at the young defender Kaique from Silo Paulo FC. Strong header by Mateus Pereira. Barber works it with Silva. Now Nelson will have some space. He gets across midfield for the U.S. He's taken down by Kleber as he cuts inside. Free kick. Nelson again. Look at De Torre has it. United States set to bring on Matthew Olasunde. As this one rolls off Andre, it'll be a U.S. throw. And with that, we'll get a substitution. Coming off will be Perez. So Perez is off. Adams are going to probably move a couple people around. Adams will be moving up into the midfield. Or Cavillo. Well, Sunday will go in and assume the right back position. That long ball in for Haji Wright. And it will go off the U.S. It'll be a Brazil throw.
Substitution in the 52nd minute for the United States. Entering the game, number 2, Matthew Olasunde. Leaving the game, number 11, Josh Perez.
Adams has it. Long ball, and now Barber will get there first. Good pressure, but now it's turned over. Open in the back, that is Lincoln. Leandro was able to try and get it across. Barber, who lost it, recovered. It will go off of Barber. It will be a corner kick. Lincoln was open in the middle, but Leandro had the steal and tried to play it in. That deflection goes out for the corner. So Lincoln will take it, another in-swinger, left foot. Plays it short, though. Leandro and Lincoln work together again. Now back post. Headed away. Leo and Barber were tied up, and Barber able to get it away. Now the ball will roll out towards midfield. Adams has it. Olasunde able to keep it in. Now on the far side is Pulisic. Pulisic goes to the end line, left foot over the top. Be a goal kick. Trying to see the U.S. formation a bit. Tyler Adams kind of playing a little bit above the defenders. Perhaps the U.S. has moved Torre up a little bit. Cavillo a little bit more into the Perez position. Zendejas certainly playing out front now. That one's going to go off at Nelson to be a throw in Brazil. Talked about some of the alumni here who have been part of the Development Academy, the Winter Showcase, and the Nike International Friendlies as that ball is played back towards midfield. Seen Joe Corona, who played basically. All these are U.S. men's team players. Part of the U.S. Soccer Development Academy, as Evander has it. He'll play to Mateus Pereira. And there's Ola Sunday as the ball rolls to his feet. He'll utilize his speed. It gets a little bit more speed, even though Adams gone. And now, of course, that ball just poked away by Mateus Pereira. Ola Sunday, who has had a little bit of that shoulder problem. They want to make sure that he's okay, so this one's going to be taken by Adams. Haji Wright will head it over towards Cavillo. Out to Pulisic. Adams out wide to Nelson. Nelson now, a little bit of space. Uses it in. Right foot by Cavillo. Go over the top. It'll be a goal kick. We mentioned Joe Corona, DeAndre Yedlin played for the Sounders Academy, and of course the World Cup team this summer. Part of the Sounders, but the Galaxy knocked them off. And it'll be the Galaxy and the Revolution in MLS on Saturday. Maybe Landon Donovan's, it will be his last game. See how it goes. And the deflection here will be a U.S. throw. Bill Hamid, he made history on September 2nd, 2009, became the first DC United Academy player to sign with the first team. Of course, DC United, part of the Soccer Development Academy. Long throw. Here's Adams. De Torre was run off by Evander. And Evander leaning in, will be called for the foul. Rubio Rubin, a Mexican and Guatemalan background, played on the under-17 men's national team. And 2 years ago, he was voted the U.S. Soccer Young Athlete of the Year. And the aforementioned Landon Donovan, also one of those, Michael Bradley on the winners list. So, of course, he made his debut in the men's senior teams match up in London as Haji Wright is fouled. Be a free kick for the U.S. Ola Sunday tries to go in. And Evander, we're going to probably get some talking to. It's still 30 minutes plus left in this game, but Brazil already taking the tactics of stepping in front of it, as the leading team generally does. I still think we're going to see another goal or two in this one, but opportunities have slowed down a little bit to this half. Here's Ola Sunday. Hits that one towards the penalty spot. Bruno will come out and collect it. He'll roll it out short to Lincoln. Now they'll turn it over in the middle. Nelson will get it. Of course, we mentioned Rubin. Plays for the Dutch First Division FC Utrecht. And yeah, scored his first goal just the other day in the Eredivisie. I can't even say that. Eredivisie. And that one's going to deflect off Brazil. It'll be a U.S. throw. Aaron Johansson, he spent the 07-08 year playing in the Soccer Development Academy for IMG right here in Bradenton. And, of course, Josie Altidore, part of the Nike Friendlies, the under-17 national team. Cavillo has it. Now he'll play it out wide. Now Nelson has it again. Barber will play it over here to Villela, and the U.S., as they play it back into their half, Brazil will push their lineup. their defensive line. That one intended for Zendejas will roll over him. And it looks like Brazil will have a sub. Coming in the game will be Ramon for Brazil, and out of the game will Leandro. So Ramon for Leandro. In the 60th minute. Ella, who started to lose control a little bit. Play it back to Silva. Silva will send it long.
Substitution in the 60th minute for Brazil. Entering the game, number 11, Ramon. Leaving the game, number 10, Leandro.
So Mateus Pereira with the ball with Brazil. Looking long, will send it over the head of Kahike. Make that out of Kleber. That one's down, and Kleber will chase it and get it, keep it in. Ramon has it poked away by Barber. Silva's pass intercepted. Read by Evander. Evander plays it across in the middle to Andre. Andre with the right foot deflected, and it's a goal. So Andre scores the goal. So Brazil now with a 3-1 lead. And after the deflection there, that ball stayed down, but it goes down to Silva's left and inside the post. See on the replay whether or not we get the shot off or not. But Evander was able to go off the look. Here's a couple looks here. And there's Evander playing the ball over to Andre, and it does go down. You see Silva perhaps stuck in his feet just a little bit. See where that ball deflected down. Adams, it came off, and as it squeaked by, as this last angle, we'll probably get an idea whether or not it came back across the goal. It may have been going to his right, and with the deflection, goes down in. And now the U.S. finds themselves in a deep hole, down 3-1. Only needing a tie in this one, but still 2 goals to be scored in the last 30 minutes or so. This ball played back across. Haji Wright heads it on net, and it's actually just wide of the net. It's a goal kick. Of course, the U.S. was trailing 3-1 just a couple of weeks ago against Brazil, scoring 2 goals in the last 10 minutes against Brazil to equalize it at 3. But Brazil scored in that final minute to take the 4-3 victory. But Brazil right now in position. That ball headed away. And that ball's going to deflect back off Adams. Barber has it. He'll use Silva again. Headed away. And this ball's still rolling free. Silva will pick this one up. In for Nelson. U.S. might start looking at making their subs more offensive-minded. Did Torre, wide to Nelson. Into Pulisic, but it's blocked away. And with that, the U.S. will make another substitution. It'll be Mackenzie Gaines who will come in. Gaines will come in for Calvillo. And there is kind of that idea of going on as the captain's armband now goes on to Matthew Elisunde, as Calvillo, who was wearing it, dropped it off for him. But as we say, Gaines, more of an offensive presence than Calvillo, who's kind of plays that last position above the defender. So the U.S. will probably look to try and press forward here. They're needing 2 goals now just to equalize it. Of course, an equal tie game will give the U.S. the Nike International Friendlies title. So Adams into Olasunde with Villela. Good pressure by Brazil. So that one's off the slide tackle, but De La Torre still runs it down. And that one is cleared off of the United States player by Brazil. It'll be a goal kick. Ball's down here for Andre. And that one's tucked inside. Evander with a throw in, and Silva comes out. Evander plays it over him, but not able to get enough on net. Silva blocked the angle down well, but it was cleared out by Olasunde. There's a good look at the new captain for the U.S. Here's a good look at the replay here as Evander comes in. He was able to drag the ball just off of the hands of Silva, but on the deflection, Olasunde came out and cleared it out. Now Lincoln able to turn, played towards the back post, headed by Ramon. Ball still free, and now running onto it, shot and just wide. Getting to it first was Andre again, but this one goes wide in the U.S. Rather fortunate not to have this one go against him. The U.S. is turning it over. Silva goes on, and Brazil really attacking the ball. Mateus Pereira able to get to the ball first. The U.S. is content, or wants to try and play it out back, but Silva's a bit erratic. It is tough. I mean, they are marked up pretty well, but errant passes have been either intercepted or kicked out of bounds. It's another throw in for Brazil. There's Kaique. Now Lincoln gets down. And that one's sent across. Silva knocks it down and away, and it's cleared out by Tyler Adams. So a nice stop there on the cross. And call for the foul, Brazil. Be a free kick for the U.S. Trailing 3-1 here. The United States only lost 1 game since that. Only to 1 team, really, to Brazil since August 10th. They lost to Brazil on August 10th in Mexico City and lost to Brazil again just 2 weeks ago, November 20th. All the other results, 5 wins, 2 draws, 6 wins, 3 draws, that is. 7 wins and 2 draws in that last 9 games. Just with those 2 losses to Brazil. In for gains and a big tackle here for Leo. To be clear, it's 7 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses in those last 11, but those 2 losses are to Brazil, so he was in danger of that right now. Still 20 minutes and change left. Long ball into the area. Bruno comes out strong and catches it. Nice job by the Brazilian keeper clearing that ball and keeping his box set. Unchallenged is Adams. And now Haji right. Leo goes over the top of him. Mateus Pereira working with Evander. Into Andre. And Andre will rip that from about 25 yards out. And a great goal from Andre, his second of the night. Evander with 2 and Andre with 2. And it's now 4-1 here in the 70th minute. That ball was played in, and he may have made a few steps on the run. We'll see, and we'll get a good look at the replay to see where it had come from. Now he came in from about 35 yards out, took it to about 18, and a perfect shot into the top corner. So Brazil now really putting the pressure upon the United States. It's 4-1.
Goal scored for Brazil in the 70th minute by number 7, Andre.
Haji Wright. Luca de la Torre. Zola Sunday. Barber. And Villela. Brazil has now moved their pressure back into the half, no longer coming forward. And another good run. Now Ramon on the far side. Back to Andre. The U.S. will get a steal. Zendejas tried to go wide to Pulisic, but it was toe poked away, and Brazil will have the possession again. Now wide for Leo. Leo up to Evander, holds the runner, or holds the man off. Right challenges over his head. Kaique and Evander. Evander's got some space to work with Lincoln, but it's poked off of him. Kenzie gains his pass, is taken away. Throw in for the U.S. An injured Brazil player, it's Mateus Pereira. And the game will get shorter rapidly. Zola Sunday getting assistance from Taylor Adams. Zola Sunday, who played the first half of the game on Friday night, left the game, had his shoulder iced, and didn't play on Sunday. Came in here in about the 50th minute tonight. '70-degree night, probably a little cooler than that now. The wind's still going, but it's been a very humid day here in Bradenton. A little bit of rain showers through about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Here's Adams. Need to go forward, but Villela will have it in some space. Brazil very happy just to sit in their own half. Will force the U.S. to come to them. That's going to be a throw in for the United States off of Kaique. All that earlier pressure that Brazil was doing has now gone back into their own half. Taking off the ball. Fouled is Pulisic. So Vander in front of it. Pulisic will get on it. Now we're going to send Barber up from his defender position, as will Villela. The U.S. will start to threaten, press forward. All of a sudden, ball's going to be curled too high. Haji Wright tried to get in, but Bruno able to collect that one. That one goes to about the 6-yard box, just sent too far. And Bruno's been very good in the air so far today. Pulisic, strong header. Flipped on, Haji Wright. It's taken down, and it will be a free kick. Leo goes through Wright. And from about 35 yards out, the U.S. will have an opportunity. The U.S. will set it up. Pulisic is on it, as is Wright, as of right now. Ball's a long way away here. I think a little more than 10, but it's about 20, so we'll say it's 30 yards out. Pulisic. And it goes into the stands. It's a good look at the young man, Christian Pulisic. Not involved with the club right now. Ball sent out of bounds, or at least towards the sideline here. Mackenzie Gaines goes up off his chest. Villela will be pressured on the back from Ramon. Sunday just sends it forward. Pulisic tries to flip it on to Gaines. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. It'll be out for a throw-in for Brazil. There's Caio Zanardi. Pretty happy right now. His team's got a 4-1 lead. This will spin out of bounds off of Lincoln. Brazil needing to win in order to win the friendlies. The U.S. just needing a draw, but needing 3 goals in the last 15 minutes. Tough task. Haji Wright. A high kick, a ball goes into him. Actually, Leo brought the knee up, and perhaps the ball then hit Haji Wright in the face. Leo will split the defenders. Out wide to Thiago. Now Kleber. Brazil just keeping the ball. There's Anon and Mateus Pereira. U.S. will be whistled for the foul. Short ball to Anon, and they'll just play keep away for now. 3 of them, 1 defender. U.S. will have to expand out their range. Haji Wright. They'll go back to Bruno. Bruno may just send this one long. It's taken away by Wright. Can Wright keep it in? He does, but Leo and Bruno will work together again. Villela gets there first. Nelson. Now Ramon will have a little bit of space for Brazil. He'll get it into Lincoln. Numbers aren't there for Brazil, but certainly they got a little bit of space still. And there's Evander. Mateus Pereira. Into Anon. Make that Andre. Andre has got a couple of goals tonight. Evander has a couple of goals. Evander's 2 puts him at 4. I believe those 2 for Andre put him at 3. And that one's going to be played into the near post. Ramon thought he had a couple of bodies, but maybe saw something on the near post and wasn't able to sneak it in. Silva sends that one out of bounds. U.S. set to make a couple more subs here. As is Brazil, will be set to make a sub. We'll see. The Brazil will have the throw. As it rolls over the sideline, looks like we might have a sub for the U.S. on the next. No, we will hold on to it. Coming off will be Haji Wright. Coming on will be Pierre da Silva. And coming off, or coming on, will be Tanner Dietrich, and he'll come on for Alexis Valella. So the U.S. now made 4 of their subs, or, yep, they have. Brazil looks to be making one in a moment. I would imagine it might be from Mateus Pereira. There's a good look at Tanner Dietrich. Mateus Pereira has been laboring, I guess, to say, after getting the extra stretching on the field. Ball rolls over the sideline. It'll be a throw in Brazil. That one's played out of bounds. It'll be a throw in. Flipped on. It's going to roll past Pulisic. It'll roll back to Bruno. He's going to dribble back towards his goal box, where he picks it up. Pulisic with the pressure there, just running the clock a little bit.
Substitution in the 81st
Ball played over the top. Ramon.
Game,
Tanner Dietrich will have it.
Pierre da Silva. Leaving the game, number 7, Haji Wright. Also entering the game, number 15, Tanner Dietrich.
Dietrich will look for Mackenzie Gaines. Good work there by Olasunde, and able to get it to Tyler Adams. Adams is fouled. Goes off of Mateus Pereira. Be a throw in for the U.S. Gonna roll long. Silva will come out and give a touch to Dietrich here, or at least over to Barber, one of the two. Now Kaique is down. Be a free kick for the U.S. Kaique is down. You see over-under on the down bodies in the next 7 minutes. I'd say it's probably 3. We'll see whether or not more go down. This is the second injured for the Brazil players. However, there will be substitutions. We'll see if 8 and 6 come off, and they do. Coming on for Brazil will be Mateus Fernandez. He'll be on for Mateus Pereira. Sounds like the rule is you must have one Mateus for another. And Kaique will come off as well. And on for Kaique is Allen, who wears number 13. So the two Brazilians that are having the issues did come off and substituted for him. Time running out here on the U.S., who will have to threaten to press forward. We'll get the free kick right at midfield. Adams will look to switch it out. Dietrich will bring it up. Again, Brazil happy and sit in their own half. Dietrich will have to look for a forward man. Try and get it to it. Gaines. Played out of bounds by Allen. Zendejas has it taken off him. Brazil now will counter. Lincoln and Ramon. He's got Ramon running. No one there, so he slows it down. There's Kleber. That's going to deflect off of the U.S.'s De Silva. Throw in for Brazil, and they'll throw it back. Evander into Mateus Fernandez. Into Allen. Allen will try and play it across and will earn the corner kick as he plays it off Tanner Dietrich. Dietrich comes across. Two first-half goals by Evander for Brazil. Two second-half goals by Andre. I've given their 4 total. Christian Pulisic had one that equalized it at once. De Silva Silva punches it out. Kevin Silva does. Corner kick taken by Evander. Now played back into the box, and Silva will come out and catch it. It's taken down, but has control of the ball. Leo is in front of him. And now Dietrich will bring it up with Adams. A long ball over the top. Pulisic will try and touch it inside. He does. Leo will just play it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in. And Caio Zanardi very happy with this 4-1 lead. It's De La Torre will dribble it out of bounds. Last year, Brazil needing a tie or a win in order to win the Nike International Friendlies. The U.S. needing to win. And the U.S. came away with a 4-1 victory. The roles were reversed this year. Not quite the same situation as Brazil had 4 points and the U.S. with 3. Tyler Adams will be whistled for the foul. Free kick for Brazil. We're 87 minutes gone on the clock. And Brazil with possession again. In ball for Ramon. Ramon brings it down. He's into the penalty area. He'll lay it off for Andre, going for the hat trick and played right at Silva. Andre now has pulled something. Silva on the long ball. Now Pulisic. Pulisic has it into the box. He'll play it wide. Cleared out. And De Silva has it. U.S. with the ball free. Now cleared out of Evander. Evander has it. He'll play Ramon. That's Lincoln. Lincoln with it. Lincoln now has the ball into the corner. And whistle for the foul. That will be a foul on Pierre De Silva. So De Silva has it. It'll be a free kick in the corner. Andre is still down. Here's a replay. De Silva maybe fortunate not to get a foul. It wasn't a nasty foul, but it was certainly, as the shove goes, I mean, it was a definite kick. And I've seen less given a yellow card. Nothing on this case, though. 3 Brazilian bodies, the ball out wide. Brazil will look to make a sub when the ball rolls out of bounds, and there it does. And Andre will come off, and there will be actually the sub will 2 subs. We'll get the other goalkeeper in. Coming on will be Carlinhos, who will actually get a little bit of action here in this, and Bruno will come off. Bruno will hand over the captain's armband to Leo. And also coming on will be Jean. Jean will come on for Andre. So we only have 1 minute of added time. And at 4-1, the U.S. will look to try and get second goal. In long for Mackenzie Gaines. Gaines on it will play the ball across, and Carlinhos, who dives down to his right and gets to touch the ball there in his time in the game.
Substitution in the 91st minute for Brazil. Entering the game, number 12, Carlos. Leaving the game, number 1, Bruno. Also entering the game,
Lincoln has it now at his feet.
leaving the game, number 7, Andre.
Post game will have the Golden Glove, the Golden Boot, and the tournament MVP. And that is the final whistle. And as we mentioned last year, the United States needing to win, Brazil only needing a tie or a win to win the title. And the U.S. won 4-1. This year, roles were reversed. The U.S. needing a tie or a win, Brazil needing to win, and they do. They get the 4-1 victory. The one thing we do know, the Golden Boot winner is Evander, number 19 for Brazil, finishing with 4 goals and an assist. Andre finished with 3 goals, as did Christian Pulisic. But Brazil really kind of the nemesis of the United States this year. After the United States beat them last year 4-1, Brazil has come away 3 consecutive victories against the United States. Back on August 10th, winning 2-0. Just on November 20th, winning 4-3. And tonight, winning 4-1. So Brazil doing the celebrating right now. We'll get those, stay tuned for the awards, amongst other things. You can see the celebration going on now. Quite happy that they are the Nike International champions. The Nike International Friendlies, as always, going on here. And it is part of the U.S. Soccer Development Academy's Winter Showcase down here at the Premier Sports Campus at IMG. We'll see here. There you can get a good look at the trophies there. Golden Glove, Golden Boot, and of course the tournament MVP, as well as the tournament champion too. We'll get some highlights here from the second half. We'll see how those goes. It was a 2-1 lead at halftime for Brazil. And there's Evander, who had that ball blocked, and then was over the top on that shot opportunity. And then coming back, here's an opportunity, and Andre, who got that deflection. And that deflection perhaps just held Silva up enough. It may have been going back towards the far post and then skipped past him on the near post. And that gave Brazil a 3-1 lead. There's a couple more saves here. Silva came out and blocked Evander from getting the hat trick on that opportunity. And Evander may have been offsides into it anyway, but as it was, Olasunde came in. And finally, here's the last goal by Andre, who made that final margin, as it is, 4-1, by ripping that shot into the top corner. And then, of course, a celebration as Brazil knocks off the United States 4-1. So we'll see the post-game ceremony. We'll see part of these on the trophies and the award ceremonies. Final statistics for tonight. Shots on goal, or at least shots. The U.S. had 9. Brazil had 26 shots. Only 6 of those were on net, but 26 shots, where the U.S. only had the 1. Those saves were required by Brazil. Bruno, though, was very strong off his line. Kevin Silva made 2 saves for the U.S. Brazil had 5 corner kicks to the U.S.'s 2. Brazil whistled for 14 fouls, 7 for the United States, and neither team was whistled for an offsides in this game. So those are the final stats from here at Premier Sports Campus down at Lakewood Ranch. And again, part of the ceremony now when we see the award ceremony for everyone. I don't know if it's a Brazilian sweep or not, but just 1 second here. All right, we'll give you the awards here, and then we'll probably go ahead and step aside at that point. But there will be a post-game ceremony, which is going to be the Golden Glove. Bruno. Evander gets the Golden Boot, as we mentioned. And the tournament MVP will be Mateus Pereira da Silva of Brazil. So it is a Brazilian sweep as they got through 7 goals. I want to also thank a couple of people out here today. Andy Savchek for his help. Senway Mendoza. You got Joe Valenti, Buzz Mead, Charlie Core, who have all been fantastic up here. You can see a couple of United States players showing there out there, and congratulations of all that. But for in the meantime, I guess we'll just stay on here and we'll continue to watch that. There is the Golden Boot Award winner. And again, you know, as part of this one, this is the last friendlies before the World Cup. As we see that going on throughout. And, of course, the World Cup will be in Chile in October as we head that. And, of course, the U.S. will be going through their qualifying in Honduras in February, the end of February into March. The next thing you want to do is and the next thing we want to check out here, of course, will be the draw. That'll be on Monday, December 8th. But for that, at this point, while Brazil celebrates and they hand out the trophies, that'll do it. We'll keep the video on. But I'm Mike Pepper. I want to say thanks to everyone who's helped us out here. Thanks to everyone who made it out here as part of the academy. There's still some soccer tomorrow, I believe, out here as part of the development academy. I think the under 16. So if you're in the area and you want to check out some of the soccer, be down in the morning, come on out. But for everyone else, thanks to all the video crew and everyone tonight. You have a good night.
Please give a